Ladies and gentlemen, WWE fans, WWE Superstar Shakeup breakdown. We're about to hop right on into this, the SmackDown side of things. I did the Raw side of things yesterday, and I'm going to talk about who won Raw or SmackDown as it pertains to the WWE Superstar Shakeup on the podcast as well Thursday, so stay tuned for that. Today, I'm going to break down the SmackDown side of things. We had the list of people that jumped to SmackDown. We had a list after that WWE announced of the guys and girls who went to SmackDown as well in the Superstar Shakeup that didn't quite make the show. So we'll get to that as well. So first up, Finn Balor. I am going to give this a thumbs up because on Monday Night Raw, look, I like Finn Balor, but who knows where he was going to go. Look, they had the great match with Andrade Almas, and I wasn't quite sure where Finn was going to go on Monday Night Raw. It seemed like the Intercontinental Championship was his ceiling, but on SmackDown, it seems like, okay, the Intercontinental Championship is just a part of the ceiling. It seems like Finn Balor has a legit chance to be a world champion one day on SmackDown, and I like it for him. We have a great slate of matches that Finn Balor can be involved in. Thumbs up for me. Ember Moon moving on from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown. This one is a slight thumbs up because Ember Moon is just coming back from injury. There's no telling how they would have used her on Monday Night Raw, but upon her debut on SmackDown, she went right at Becky Lynch. So from there, I gotta give it a thumbs up. She went at Becky Lynch. They put her in an important segment, and I was very excited, although that segment turned into a cluster. I'm gonna get into that. Moving on, so a slight thumbs up for Ember Moon. Moving on, Bayley. Huge thumbs up moving to SmackDown because Bayley and Sasha, look, they won the tag team titles, but they were getting held down. Like, I understand, well, held down is a strong word. They just wasn't reaching their full potential on Monday Night Raw, I'll put it like that. I didn't have any hopes for them after they lost the tag titles. Look, they haven't been doing Bayley and Sasha any good as single stars, and I didn't have hope for Bayley at all on Monday Night Raw. So definitely a thumbs up on SmackDown. She got involved with Becky Lynch, and I have high hopes for Bayley on SmackDown moving forward. Kairi Sane. I am going to give this a thumbs in the middle because I like what Kairi Sane was doing on NXT, and I wasn't quite sure if I was ready to see her move up to the main roster yet. But it's not a thumbs down because she debuted with Asuka. Even though I don't like Asuka being in a tag team title picture, I think Asuka should be a world champion. We'll see how it goes with Asuka and Kairi Sane. She had a great showing in that tag match with the insane elbow. I hope it all goes well for her. We'll see. Lars Sullivan making an appearance again. I thought he was on Monday Night Raw, now they're saying he's on SmackDown. So I gotta go thumbs in the middle until we actually see something from Lars Sullivan. The only thing he's been doing has been beating down people. That trend continued when he beat down R-Truth. So thumbs in the middle for me on Lars Sullivan. Buddy Murphy. Definite thumbs up to SmackDown. Had he gone to Monday Night Raw, it would have been a thumbs down for me because I just don't think they're going to feature the cruiserweights prominently on Monday Night Raw. But on SmackDown, when you have Mustafa Ali there being featured prominently, I have the highest hopes for Buddy Murphy. He's going to put on excellent matches, and that's going to get him over on SmackDown. And he has a high sitting. I expect the best from him. Elias, a huge thumbs up as well, moving to SmackDown. Hopefully they have him actually do something. Use the guy on SmackDown. The guy's uber talented. The guy can go in the ring, and he should be doing something more than just doing songs that get interrupted by random people. So he was the, how did they say that, biggest acquisition in SmackDown history from Vince McMahon. And I have high hopes for him. I think he can do some things on SmackDown, and I look forward to if they use him properly instead of the way that they used him on Monday Night Raw. So thumbs up for Elias to SmackDown. Roman Reigns to SmackDown. Thumbs up as well because it felt like the only thing left for Roman Reigns to do on Raw was to go after the title and fight Seth Rollins. And I just wasn't quite ready to see that yet on Monday Night Raw. Now he moves to SmackDown. And there's a ton of things for Roman Reigns to get into, and I'm interested to see how they use him going forward. He doesn't have to be automatically thrown into the title race. He can work his way up to the title, and I'm interested to see how it turns out. It is a definite thumbs up for me. Debuted Superman punched Vince McMahon, Spirit Elias, and we'll see how it all turns out going forward. They got Roman Reigns there because they're gearing up for the Fox run when they moved to Fox in October. So, moving on to the people that got announced after SmackDown, Liv Morgan. This is a huge thumbs up for me. Moving from Raw to SmackDown, I wanted the entire Riot Squad to move from Raw to SmackDown, but I guess that was asking too much. Liv Morgan moving from Raw to SmackDown, she moves from being the weekly beatdown in the Riot Squad to actually having a chance to do something on SmackDown. And I'm very excited about it because she could be a future world champion. That wouldn't happen on Raw, but I see it happening on SmackDown, and I'm very interested to see how they use her. She's a very talented woman, and I'm looking forward to seeing where she goes on SmackDown. Moving on, Mickie James. This one is a thumbs in the middle because I'm not sure how they'll use her. There's a lot of talent on SmackDown now as it pertains to the women's division, and I'm not sure where Mickie James fits into that. She wasn't getting used at all on Monday Night Raw, so I can't give it a thumbs down. This is a thumbs in the middle until I see how they use her. Chad Gable. This is a huge thumbs up because the pairing with Bobby Roode just wasn't working on Monday Night Raw, and Chad Gable, I think, could be a phenomenal single star as far as being in the United States title division or the Intercontinental Championship division. So I expect big things from Chad Gable going forward. Apollo Cruz. This one is a thumbs up because they wasn't using Apollo Cruz at all. And so long as SmackDown uses him somewhat, it is a thumbs up for Apollo Cruz. So, and I'm very interested. He's a very talented wrestler. All he has to be is used. So we'll see how it turns out going forward. Moving on, the last update is Heavy Machinery. I gotta say that this is a thumbs in the middle because they were actually starting to get used on Monday Night Raw in matches. We'll see how it turns out for them on SmackDown. I would imagine that they will be used just as much as they were on Monday Night Raw, if not more. So this is a thumbs in the middle until I see how it goes. So that is it. That is the list, excuse me, of people that moved to SmackDown. I'll break down who won the Superstar Shakeup tomorrow on the podcast, so stay tuned for that. Let me know your thoughts on Twitter at 2SweetPod. That's the number 2, SweetPod, or at OMG